Hi, Natalie.
Hello! I'm so excited.
I'm so happy to have you with me today. Thanks so much.
I'm so happy to be here. I feel so honored. Thank you.
I'm nice to see you. Honestly, I am a huge fan of your family. I'm a huge fan of your husband's show, your channel. I follow all the videos. I love your beautiful son, Ethan. What a treasure. What a joy.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Thank you.
I'm in Abu Dhabi, and I really miss South Africa. I've been here for 10 years.
I'm
And
sure.
when I look at your family, it just gives me all the feels of home, whether you're advertising Lamingtons or whether Mama biscuit or whatever the case is.
That's the point of the videos. That's the point of the videos. Yes, that's exactly. So that you can relate. Yeah, especially those living overseas. Yeah, no. And that's my husband's thing. He does so many jokes and videos about, people that can relate so easily. And that's what makes it so much fun and so much funnier as well.
Really fun. I love the birthday extravaganza and how you put up with all the excitement and the cannons, and I love the balloons. Just you guys are great.
I mean, well, let me tell you something. My husband's busy with his Christmas show at the moment, and I already heard him about getting a snow machine. So bless my soul, for my patience.
Love it.
That's what I have to deal with.
But you're such a supportive wife. And I know maybe it comes across like you're annoyed, but I know that man is who he is because of you. And I just want to commend you for that.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. I appreciate those sweet words. Thank you. Thanks so much.
So I just wanted to know from you. I find that being a mom is really, really busy. I don't know how you juggle it all. I find that at the beginning stages when the little ones were so tiny, I was living in a bathrobe. Like, how did you find that stage? You're a new mom, you have one boy, you've got Ethan. So tell us about that early stage.
So, look, I mean, I don't really have that much good to say about it because, to be quite honest, it was the most difficult time for me being a brand new mom. And you get so much advice from like your mom and your mother-in-law and your friends and whatever. But, at the end of the day, it's what makes you feel comfortable, and you need to do that on your own so that you can learn. There were so many obstacles that I had to face, and I think one of the biggest obstacle, if I can just hop on that, is the fact that I couldn't breastfeed. I blamed myself for so long with regards to that because I know that that's, it's such a thing. And it's also I know it's important, but, it's difficult to explain that to old school parents as well, and you feel, not that there was, but you feel like there's judgment. There's like, oh my God, she can't breastfeed. And I struggled. I had so many like nurses and, doctors coming to help me. And I felt so insecure. Oh my gosh. And the sleepless nights. And I think my biggest insecurities is just the way I looked. And I still had a husband and I was tired all the time. And this was so draining. And why does this have to be so hard? But then, you look down at your baby and, for some reason, all of that goes away. But, and I really do. I commend single moms. I'm still very lucky because I had a husband that supported me and who was by my side and who was a great father. But I commend single moms because I swear I don't know how they do it. I honestly don't know, because I had it so hard when Ethan was just born. I couldn't actually believe like how mothers actually do it, because I felt like I couldn't cope. My husband kept on asking me if I was okay because he was so scared I was going to go into depression. And it was a serious thing because postpartum depression is a real thing.
It's something about love. There's this huge injection of love that is birthed.
Oh, of course.
wanted to.
Oh, of course. Oh, of course. You would not be doing it if there wasn't that. You would not do it if that child was not a part of you. Oh my gosh. No. So it was very hard. But psychology is just like a weird thing because I would do it over and over and over again if it brought me so much happiness.
And with your
And if
boy, I thought he's so
oh man.
sad.
So yeah, I would definitely do it all over again. All over again.
And Natalie,
But yeah, it was hard.
hear you. I hear you. I know what it feels like to be so confused. I had triplets first, and then I had another boy. I've got 4 now. So I thought, no, I get
Oh
it.
my gosh!
Get it. Okay. And my kids, like, they were at the beginning 4 under 4. And so I really needed to dig deep and I really needed to find the strength to keep going, to face every day. And
Yeah.
for me, with God, and for me, I really held on to a network of mamas, which eventually became Mama
Okay.
Unicorns. And that really helped me through. And I think it's important to not isolate yourself. So I'm so happy that you found the help. I'm so happy that you reached out to people. And look at you now. You're at work, you bounced back, you're gorgeous, you've embraced a new look, a new mom vibe, and I'm so proud of you. I just want to know,
Oh,
Natalie, when
thanks so
you
much.
are feeling down and gloomy, what's the one fashion accessory that really picks you up and makes you feel like you're ready to sparkle?
So it's actually a bit different for me. It's not really an accessory. For me, it's if my hair's clean and styled, I can conquer the world. So that's my thing. So I don't really look if it had to be an accessory, it's my ring and my watch. It actually just changes like my whole point of view. If I put my ring and my watch on, then I can go out. But for me, mainly, if I feel drabby, if I feel sick, if I feel under the weather, whatever, I just get into the shower, wash my hair, style my hair, and I feel like I can conquer the world. So that's my thing.
And your hair is so stunning. Your colors just on point, on point. And
Thank you.
I loved your story that you shared about your ring. I heard the whole story. I watched that interview. So interesting. Very beautiful. For me, I used to have straight. I used to keep my hair quite straight.
I love your
I know
hair. I wish.
what a disaster that was. And then I had triplets, and I just couldn't do my hair anymore. So I went natural, and I'm like,
But I love the way it looks.
why? Thank you so much. Why did I
I
wait?
love it. I love the natural look. I just love it. I wish, look, I'm going to grow my hair and I'm going to do it exactly the same as yours. But for now, I'm just snipping. But I love the natural look. Yeah.
That's so that's just, and now it's such a thing. There's so many products, and so yeah.
Oh, yeah. There's so many on the market. Yeah.
Well, look, if I had to choose an accessory, it would be earrings. I love chunky earrings. Like, look
yeah.
I'll show you. Look,
Definitely.
earrings.
Yeah.
Earrings.
No, I feel it. I feel it with you. I definitely feel it with you. Earrings is definitely a thing. Yeah. My sister actually has a thing about earrings. Oh my gosh, she feels so like naked when she doesn't have earrings. It's so funny. But yeah, I definitely feel you on the earrings thing. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Good one.
These ones are by my friend Ruth Samaai. She is in Durban, South Africa, fashion designer. These are springback.
They are beautiful. You need to send me the details. I would absolutely love to have a look at a stuff.
I will definitely.
Information. Because I it's either hoops with me or big chunky. Like you wouldn't really find me with dainty because I'm not really a dainty person. But big earrings and hoops, that's my thing.
Lovely. Yeah, being a mom is full on, and your husband has his thing going on. How important is it for you to have your own thing going on?
The biggest importance for me is independence. With independence, it brings so much confidence as a woman, not even as a mother, but as a woman. Because, You know, and it's something, funnily enough, it's something my husband always says to me. You have to be a woman first before you can be a mother. I have to, you know, in my head, it's like I need to have that confidence to move forward with the day. I have to have that independence to move forward with the day. I need to try and make sure that I'm always a better person the next day, because I need to be a better person, a good person for my son. Need to also be a role model for my son. I need to teach him that you need to be independent and be your own person. And I think the same also goes in being a mother and being a wife. You need to be your own person first before you can be those two things or be successful at it. At the same time, on another note, I also feel like it's, you know, having your own thing is you building something from scratch. It means responsibility and something that I can bring forward to my son again, you know, in trying to teach him. It's building that or having something to be responsible for. And that's such a good quality to have. So yeah, my major thing is independence, but also just being yourself and having your own, something that you're responsible for, you know, and obviously bring that across to your kids.
And I
So yeah,
definitely have something to be proud of. And congratulations on your new business venture. I had a look
thank
at your
you.
I had a look at your website, and it's so beautiful. I'm all into your color scheme. Mama Unicorn is with the
Oh,
similar.
listen, it's very pink.
I'm a boy mom, and I miss the pink, so I'm with you.
Oh no. No, I'm so into pink and rose gold. Like you can just see it on my website.
Gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous. So maybe you just want to recap and tell us, how did you decide to go into the business that you're in?
I've always wanted to do it. Always. It has always been. And, you know, everyone around me that I've grown up with always knew that fashion industry or fashion buying, basically, if I can be more technical, was always something that I wanted to go into. Um, Lockdown in South Africa forced me to do something with my time. And also, I needed something that would um, provide more income into the household. Because at the time, you know, Alfred lost all of his gigs. Entertainment industry was a total zero. I was obviously, I'm also still in my day job, and there was nothing coming in there. So I needed to make a plan. And lockdown forced me. And, you know, I really just started out in my own wardrobes. I started out with my own clothing. I went into my wardrobes because obviously years and years, and also with the fact that I lived overseas for a couple of years. So it was just an accumulation of just so much clothing that I just don't wear anymore. And I thought, wait, what am I doing here? You know, I can actually do something with this and make some money. Then I started with my own clothing, got onto a website called Yaga. They sort of, you know, just specialize in pre-loved clothing, started there, sold practically most of my stuff. I made, I think in the first couple of days, I think I made like 10,000 Rand. And it just opened my eyes. Like, look, for me, it was like 10,000 Rand I didn't have before, you know? And then it opened my eyes, and I thought, Natalie, if you don't do this now, you are never going to do it. And it took me 36 years. Took me 36 years. And lockdown, it had to get to a lockdown, and, you know, for us to have absolutely no income, for me to actually just pull up my socks and just get something going. And that's where it all started. And I mean, I still do the pre-loved clothing. I now source people to buy clothing from, you know, and I literally buy from people. It's so crazy how this business has turned. And I now have opened up a new area of my business where I'm actually contacting small businesses who actually make things with their own hands. And I've collaborated with so many. I think I've got 8 on my books at the moment, and still so much more coming in. You have to see my studio at home. It's like filled with stuff that I haven't even opened. So, you know, I'm so inundated with requests and collaboration requests and people selling their things. Like it's actually become so overwhelming, and I'm so, I don't even know what the word is. Maybe overwhelming is the word, but just how it's grown and how people have taken to the business, and it makes me so emotional because, you know, I've always wanted to do it and finally actually got the courage to do it. And I mean, in one of my husband's vlogs that he did with me, he, you know, there was a piece where he actually mentions the fact that I'm so scared and I have this big fear of having my own business. And yes, I did. The fear was always there. That's why I never did it for 36 years. The fear was there that it wasn't going to work, or it was going to, if it didn't work, it was failure or embarrassment. And so, you know what, sometimes you just got to let all of that go, and you just got to pick yourself up and just do it. And if it doesn't work, you pick yourself up and try something else. You know, so yeah, that's my story. Sorry for the long explanation, but
there's no limits
that's my story.
This is your moment to sparkle. You have at it. So
Yeah.
and I think I really see your passion and your love in the way you present your items, in the way you designed your website, your logo. I see so much love in it, and I think that's the recipe for success. I love the pieces. Like if I could jump to the screen and grab those brown boots, that white pajamas. I am pajama crazy. I love a good pair of PJs. I, film myself and say goodnight to the mamas and give my stories in my PJs. So I need some decent PJs. That's my uniform.
Yeah. That's good. That's so good.
So tell me,
So
when will you be international? When will you be providing us?
Oh, goodness. I'm not sure, but definitely part of the plan. Definitely part of the plan. I'm currently trying to venture in, you know, I'm always busy. So I'm currently trying to venture into sort of like my own line,
Wow,
which is pajama sets, by the way, part of it at least. I'll ship them to you.
Please, you have to
Yeah,
make
I'm trying.
like one.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm trying to sort of venture into that also. I'm just trying out different ideas, see what works, see what doesn't work. So sooner or later, I will spread out to overseas. But yeah, we are at baby steps. I only started this in May.
It's doing so well, and I just see great things for you. The sky is the limit. There are no holes, no bars. So you obviously are so inspirational, and you have been surrounded by women. We all have been. Who can you say have been the most inspirational, influential, interesting, sparkly woman? And then what is it about them that really stands out for you that you could really say, I admire this woman?
So honestly, I don't particularly have, like anybody in specific. But what I can say, and I'm generalizing now, I admire moms who still takes pride in their appearance. I admire moms who starts their own thing and still has their own independence. I know I'm reflecting back from what I said earlier, but just has their own independence away from their kids and their husbands. I admire moms who can be their own person, has their own identity. I'm not just a mother. I'm not just a wife. I'm Natalie, So I admire those kind of moms. There's one quality in a mother. I actually wrote it down here. When a mom has the freedom of trust with her child, because I know that that is not easy. And it's not, I don't think I can say that for myself just yet because my child is still too small. But, you know, I admire moms that has teenagers
Mm.
that, you know, the teenager comes with a situation and the mom is there because the teenager can trust the mother and the mother can trust the child with confidential information or situations that
Connection.
trust is so hard. You know, obviously you can see I watch a lot of movies, but I just admire that relationship where there's trust because it's so hard to build that trust, you know? So yeah, that's just a few pointers that I would like to bring across. It's not anyone specific that I'd like to mention, but those are a few qualities that I totally admire in a mom. I really do.
Love that. And I think that really builds such a deep connection when you can communicate and have that trust going. And I think it starts from really young. And
No, it certainly does. It certainly does. I mean, because, you know, parents, again, you know, parents got such a stigma. You know, oh no, I can't tell my mom, she's going to judge me. Oh, I can't tell her this because she's going to, you know, it's like such a thing. But, you know, if there's that trust but how you build it is like, I don't even know. You know, I'm still getting to that point, but I just admire that in mothers or in parents in general, I think, you know, because fathers can also have that.
you know, my husband and I really believe in investing in everything. And we
Yeah.
spent so many years getting our degrees, and we spent so many years tweaking and improving
Oh
professionally.
wow.
But we need
Oh
to
wow.
also focus on um, investing in our marriages, investing in our parenting. So finding courses and going on,
Oh,
you know, things like that really are so important. And I really think,
nothing wrong with that. You know, the more information you have, the better. It's up to you whether you want to use that advice or information, you know. But I think the more information you get, the best.
that's right.
So
So Natalie, before we end off, I wanted to know if you had any questions for me. Sweat dripping down.
got two questions. Um, I would like to know, seeing as though, I mean, you've got four, right? And that must have been really, really hard. What was your biggest insecurity as a new mom?
Oh,
Did you even have?
hands down my body. Hands
Same
down.
here.
I was a
Same.
skinny, everyone who knows me knows that I was a skinny girl. And after having triplets, you know, I struggled with different issues, you know, in recovering. I needed to do physio and so on. And just when I thought I was bouncing back, I had another baby.
Oh, you didn't learn.
You know?
You didn't.
No, I didn't. What happened? What happened in Rio did not stay in Rio. Let's just put it that way. Yeah.
I like that.
So, you know, I had to realize that my body is carrying battle scars, and I need
Yeah.
to own them and be proud of them. Yes, I had to
Oh,
change. I decided to change the type of bathing suit I used. The type of pants became high waisted. There were little things that I did for myself to just feel comfortable. Now, you
yeah.
know, some people will go through the surgery, other people bounce back so easily. I wasn't one of them. When I realized that my man adores me through it all, that is when I just let it go. I said, Rowena, of course, you need to be healthy, you need to care for yourself. But this is your body. God gave you. Your body is amazing. I had to look at
Yeah.
myself in the mirror and tell myself, your body is amazing. Don't,
Yeah.
as I posted on the Instagram page, don't let your mind or your thoughts betray your body. You know, sometimes you can bully yourself in your mind. So yeah. So I, you know, I have my days, but I'm better. I'm better now. I love
And
myself.
you know, those battle scars, it represents something so beautiful. It really does.
Absolutely.
So yeah, I agree that that was one of my insecurities as well. But yeah, I feel like you know, you can embrace it because it represents so much more than just a battle scar. So yeah, so that's good.
So yeah,
Okay, so my second.
all right. Oh,
Um, okay, how do you deal? Okay, so I'm asking you these questions because this is what I have. I don't know if you feel the same way, but how do you deal with the guilt of not being able to spend 24/7 of your time with your child to pursue your own life and your own dreams?
for me, I am a stay-at-home mom. Um, but my guilt is from having so many children. When you have multiple children, you have to learn how to multiply your love for each one. And that can be
Oh,
difficult because when kids are sick, when they're very young, they're kind of all sick together. So
yeah.
I find myself needing to cuddle everyone, and you feel that they are jealous. You feel that one kind of wanted to come for a cuddle but left because they saw you with someone else. So those are the guilt that I carry, and I kind of adjusted my sleeping arrangements to cuddle them in the morning. Like instead of sleeping, vertically, you kind of put the pillows horizontally, and then everybody kind of sardined in the bed. There's lots of little tricks. So
Wow.
I won't say that it's guilt, but I will say that it is like a need to fulfill that,
Yeah. Yeah.
that
Yeah.
role as a caregiver and love
Yeah.
my boys with a genuine in the moment kind of.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's something that I
And
always.
not let it be like I'm, you know, this is my favorite, that's my favorite. That you know, you have to kind of like share your love individually with all four.
Because they feel
That
it.
must be
They would feel if you are not being fair. Yes.
wow. That's so hectic. Wow. I
So if you
commend you.
decide to have another child, you'll
No, thank
still,
you.
even as young, you never know. You never know.
Yeah. No, I said if my mind changes in 2 years, then okay. But I think my biggest fear, and you know, it's so funny because I've had this since I fell pregnant. Because everybody, like I always used to get the question, "Are you going to have another child? Do you want another kid?" You know, it was always there, and I always said, looking at my baby, I always said, "How am I going to share my love with another child?" And it's so crazy because how does a mother even think that way? You
Yeah.
know, and like, I'm so in love with my boy. Like, how do I share it?
You can't
You know,
imagine there's any more space in your heart to love anything else.
it's like, how do I deal with that mentally? Oh gosh, so I think it's going to be very hard, if we do decide to have another child. And it's like just getting that out of my head is so difficult.
Yeah, I found that
Not
my
so,
heart surprised me. My heart
yeah,
expanded. I think of my heart as a balloon, you know?
yeah.
Oh, Natalie,
That is
I've loved
so
this chat.
amazing.
Honestly, it's been so refreshing. I just want to know from you if you could go back in a time machine and send a message to 15, 16, 17-year-old Natalie, what is the one thing, or what is something that you would want 15, 16, 17-year-old Natalie to know, to encourage her?
I'm going to put this in a nutshell, but all I have to say is that you're allowed to fail and it's okay. Um, I didn't have the best or easiest childhood because of, my parents getting divorced, and it affected me really badly. And, I was very rebellious when I was younger. But I think if there's just advice that I can give younger Natalie is just you're allowed to fail. But I think the strength lies is how you pick yourself up and how you manage that failure to try and make it right. That's the only advice that I can really bring across.
I love that. I wish I had that message for myself also. But I think
Oh,
you've done
gosh.
well. I want to tell today, Natalie, that 15-year-old Natalie made it. Okay. She did a great job. She's sparkling. She's a beautiful wife. She's a beautiful mother. And I just want to say, well done.
Thank you, and you're gonna make me cry.
Oh, no, I'm sorry. So
Thank
I'm
you,
gonna.
thank you.
I have a sparkle here. I have a sparkle here. I have a.
Thank you. That just really just made my heart melt.
Oh, you're so beautiful. Well, now that you're already crying, might as well keep going. This is for you. You sparkle. Okay. Know that everything you do lights up the world. As you go forth, know that God's got your back and everything you do is going to succeed. And so I just speak that into you and I just see you shining bright like a star. Time to sparkle, Natalie. Thank you for joining me.
Thank you so much. This was amazing. Thank you.